I'm getting asked a lot of questions about this Kramer Baretta Special that I bought last week. So I'm going to try and answer them all and tell you all about it. So I bought it brand new for £151, which is insane. I don't know if it was one that they'd had on the shop floor and they just boxed up and sent it to me, but it came out of the box in tune, which was truly surprising. And I was also surprised at the action that it had. It was really quite low for basically a beginner's guitar. So the first thing I did was lower these saddles. So I took them down about 1mm each, I guess, to lower the action. Not that it really needed much, but luckily the neck was completely straight. As you can see, the action is even all the way along. And I'll show you this side. So there's no fret buzz and there's no choking out when you do bends. Can't quite believe it, to be honest. And when you run your hand along either side of the neck, there are no fret ends. It's just perfect. It's like an expensive guitar. It's really, really well done. So that was the action sorted, and I feel like I was quite lucky with the fact that there's no fret buzz or anything like that. Next thing I did was sand down the back of the neck. So just a bit of light sandpaper and then linseed oil just to cover it. But that took hardly any time because it was a very light satin finish anyway on the neck. So that made it feel a lot more like my other guitars, which was great. I had to adjust one of these tuners. It was slightly crooked for some reason, but that was a simple fix. I think it's because they didn't tighten these particularly well. Not that they're meant to be super tight, but this one was in the position of being able to move. So I just straightened it up, tightened these up all the way along just to make sure, and that was that done. And then the bar would hardly move at all. It had 3 springs in the back, which is way too many for this. So I just removed the middle spring and that lightened it up. I didn't have to adjust this. This was already like this. So that makes it pretty easy to use, and you don't have to do much to have quite a large effect on the pitch of the note. So that's quite good. So in the videos where I'm playing it, it sounds like I'm really going for it, but in actual fact I'm hardly doing anything with the bar. So then, to get round any tuning issues, I pulled the strings to the side and got my trusty pencil and just coloured in quite heavily in the groove of the nut, just going by each string, going along, and then I just blow away the excess graphite, I guess it is. The next thing I think that was important was that I really stretched in the strings, just going along like this. So they're all stretched in all the way down. And that was it really. It seemed to just stay in tune after that, and it would withstand big bends and some dives and some horse neighs and stuff like that. So that's how it stays in tune. I don't know if they'll all be like that, but it worked for this one. The other things I had to do was lower the pickup. It was too hot and it was too close to the strings. It's a great sounding pickup, but when I first got it, it was too close to the strings and really harsh sounding. So I just lowered it down, I don't know, maybe 1mm or less. So it's almost flush with the pickups around. But that was enough. It sounds really good. And the other thing you have to do, because this volume control is like an on and off switch when you first get it. So you can have it on full volume, turning it down makes no difference to the sound whatsoever. Keep going and then it just cuts off. So that's not much use. And that was because it had this treble bleed thing, which you might be able to see attached to it. So I had to cut that off. So it's just got 2 little legs like me, and you just snip them and it comes off. So that was that, and that sorts out the volume. So now that works like a normal volume and does kind of clean up, but you do hear a difference as you turn it down, so that's good. And it, like I say, it does kind of clean up, so you have that useful sound there. That was it really. I haven't done anything else. The only changes I made to it was a different tremolo bar, because I didn't like the white plastic thing on the end of the one that came with it. So I changed it for one that I just had lying around, and I changed the volume pot for an EVH style one. Again, it's just one I had lying around. So I've actually spent no money on this guitar, and it's awesome. So my initial plan was to upgrade it, put a Floyd on it, change the pickup, change the volume, you know, do all that stuff to it. But right now, I don't think I need to. Plus the fact I've got lots of guitars that already do that stuff anyway. This is just really fun to play and amazing value. So that is my video on this guitar. Enjoy.